Hi, Jason Media here. We're shooting today from Winterstorm. The weekend is almost over. The man here to my left I will introduce in a second, but I've been absolutely blown away by both his sets this weekend. I've just come away from watching him play acoustic and it was incredible. So I'd like to say hello to Geoff. Alright, Geoff Tate, Queensrÿche, Operation Mindcrime, and a big fan. So if I go a bit fanboy, I'm sorry. Now, obviously we're deep in the tour now, the 30 years, coming to the end of it, the tour. But I want to go back a bit further. And it's obviously not going to make us look good for our age. You're part of an ever-decreasing circle. There was a very special venue in Glasgow called the Apollo.
Yes.
And over the last few years, we've seen a lot of the bands that played there have started to bow out. Some of my favourites, Rory Gallagher, he's gone. And you know, we've got Finn Lizzy. Phil Lynott was a huge fan in Scotland, you know, he was very close to their hearts. And so it's getting much smaller. And two people who obviously brought you on tour, first time I ever seen you, when you played the Apollo, and that was with Ronnie James Dio.
Yep.
Now, do you have any memories at all of the Glasgow Apollo or that tour?
Yeah, I have lots of memories from that. Ronnie Dio, as you mentioned, gave us a leg up and took us on our very first European tour, which included 30 dates in the UK, and we went from north to south, the entire length of the country, and played east to west as well. It was a fantastic tour, and I got to drive the whole way myself. I drove, you know, the van with the band, so I really got to see the whole country. You know, it was a beautiful time of the year. It was autumn, fall, September, I think it was. And Ronnie just treated us so well, and the Apollo was one of the dates on the tour, and I always remember it with fondness because of the stage height. It was the tallest stage I've ever been on, and it was like 15 feet in the air, and you didn't want to get close to the edge because you know you'd fall off and hurt yourself, you know. And so the stage hands had a technique. What they did was to keep you from falling off is they took a can of Coca-Cola and they spread it along, poured it out on the edge of the stage, and so it was all sticky. So when you got too close to the downstage edge, your shoes would stick on it, and you'd know, don't go any further.
Yeah, it was crazy. And because obviously the other thing, that was sold out. I mean, that was a sold out tour pretty much. So you were playing to huge audiences.
Yes.
So I just wonder, because that's another thing people remember from the Apollo was the top stalls that they had, it bounced.
Oh yeah.
It actually moved. I don't know how it was safe, you know, at all, but it was a great venue. But it must have been such a good time for you, because you were a young band.
We were just starting out. It was our first tour of Europe, and none of us had been here before. And it was like, you know, it was eye-opening, you know, really eye-opening. And the funny thing of the story I like to tell about Ronnie is that the first day we met him, he invited us all up to the dressing room, you know, and he had put on a catering feast for everybody. It was Indian food, and that was the first time I'd ever had Indian food, so we're eating all this, like, you know, very exotic food and drinks and beers, and, you know, I'm standing talking with Ronnie Dio, you know, who's a legend, you know, and all these great players that he has playing with him. And then he brings the crew in and introduces us all to the crew, the band, and so we're on first name basis with everybody. And then he says, you know, whatever you need for the tour, just let me know. You know, you can have all the lights, have all the sound, the whole stage is yours, you know, just do a good show, you know. And in my youth and inexperience, I thought, okay, so that must be how it's done. Well, that never happened again. Nobody ever treated us so well as what Ronnie Dio did.
That's brilliant, that's brilliant. Right, now on to the small matter of the best concept album that's ever been written. And obviously the reason that we're here for the 30 years. I mean, how do you feel about that, being 30 years old? I mean, can you grasp it? Because it's still, to me, it's still as fresh as when I first heard it and it blew me away.
It kind of is fresh for me too. I love that album. I love the songs on the album. I love the feeling that the album has. And I love how the album has affected so many people around the world, which is staggeringly interesting to me. That so many people from so many different cultures and backgrounds, are moved by that record. And I think it's because the story, one, is a story that we all kind of know. It's based on classic themes of people in power abusing people that aren't in power. It's something we all know and have learned growing up. And the songs themselves, the music is very catchy, and it sticks with you, So I think all those things combined really make for it being a successful record. And it's a pleasure for me to play it every night on this tour, seeing people come to the shows and bringing their kids to the shows, and those kids bring their kids now.
Yeah.
It's a strange place that I've got to in my life now,
But yeah, that's, it wouldn't have been that if it was rubbish, would it? But that's over. No, it's fantastic. I mean, but for me, what's the difference for you playing the album now to when you first took it out and toured? I mean, you obviously that day you must have thought, oh, it's a good album, we think it's a great album, we'll take it out. Obviously, in hindsight now, how good an album is, how big it's been for you. So, I mean, what's the difference then to now? Were you totally naive about it when you toured it there and just went, that's a tour?
Yeah, it had a specialness about it from the beginning because it was such an effort to make. It took so much planning, and even though I wrote so much of it and did so much of the songs and the storyline was mine, the band really got involved, and it really made it what it is. And there's some phenomenal performances on it, especially Scott Rockenfield's drumming on the albums, amazing. And the stuff that the guitar players were doing, Michael Wilton and Chris Darla, they did some amazing guitar work on it. And nowadays when I play it, I know it so much better. I know it inside and out. I don't even have to think about it, right? I know every note on it. So it's a pleasure to play now because I'm not worried about it. Like in the past when I played it, when we first came out with it, I didn't know it so well. And I wasn't as confident as a performer as I am now. So nowadays it's easy for me to play it. I hope it always is that way. I hope it's as easy for me to sing it, on the 40-year anniversary as it is now.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people, I'm coming from my side, and I speak to a lot of people, and a lot of people will go, oh, it's 30 years. Those notes are high notes.
Oh, they're so high.
Is he still going to hit them? The people are coming in. I spoke to so many people last night who hadn't seen you since the 80s. They hadn't seen you play since the 80s, and I was like, and I'm sitting there smiling because I've always seen you do, this year, I've seen you do it back in 2016, and I was like, just go and watch it. And he came out the door as well, and he was like, oh my God, it's amazing that you're hitting those notes. Because there's still a lot of bands going that are not quite there vocally nowadays, but they're still rolling in the money. It's
I think it's you gotta be true to your craft and work hard to stay in shape enough to do it well, because you don't want to be going out there and not be able to perform. It's just
you're letting everybody down.
And yourself too. That's why I'm gonna probably still perform as long as I can, until my health gets to be a point where I can't.
That was another thing I was going to say. You're talking about musically and you've been able to do the album now, but come back to when you were in the 80s, obviously you were fitter.
Yes.
So what are your struggles now? Because as I said, this has been one hell of a long tour for you.
Yeah.
So how are you getting through the?
Pretty well. This next month I'm going to be 60.
Yeah.
So I feel pretty good. I really do. I've been lucky that I have never had any serious illness or injuries or anything like that. I've always been pretty healthy most of my life. even though I've gone through periods of time where I've completely wrecked myself, but
that's your fault. That was the deal.
That's my fault. Yeah. I try to keep living in terms of moderation, somewhat. I mean, you have your moments where you gotta get crazy, you gotta come back from it. You can't make it a constant diet.
No, keeps it going. Now, was writing the concept album, doing Operation Mindfang, how old were you when you wrote that?
34, 30.
So, still, and as a band, you still were there, but you hadn't hit, you hadn't went bang, you weren't not across the world the way that album is. What made you go? Did you sit down and go, yeah, it's time for a concept album, or was it just ideas?
Yeah, that's it, exactly. Yeah, I had been when I joined the band, I said to them, I really want to start working more in a conceptual basis. I want to make a story album. And if you look at our first two albums, Warning, it's kind of works themes. We had certain themes we were playing with. Rage for Order was a theme-oriented record, but we hadn't really hit the full concept story yet, And so we were moving in that direction. And right after the Rage tour, I had stayed in Montreal with some friends to live there for a while. And I was on my way down to the corner store to get some groceries, and there was a church across the street. It was a snowy winter night. The doors were open and all this light was coming out of the church, and these choir voices were singing, I heard a choir singing. So I went over there to see what it was. I walked in the church and sat down, and all of a sudden, boom, the story just hit me. And I pulled out my paper, writing feverishly, right? Went home that night and composed the first track, the title track, Operation My Crime. And I just stuck with it for like 2 months straight, working on song arrangements and song ideas and kind of honing the story together. And then about March, I had gone back to Seattle for Michael Wilton's wedding.
Yeah.
And got the guys together after his wedding and said, I got a story. This is, I think, going to be it. And read them the story and played them the songs I'd written, and that started it. They loved it. They were, because we had talked about it for quite a while that we wanted to do that. We just didn't have a story at that time. So finally, we have a story, right? Wait, catch me out, okay? Peter's leaving. Okay.
So that's where Sister Mary came from, the whole church thing. That's brilliant.
And then the church thing kind of worked its way into the story with Sister Mary and her whole connection to the Catholic Church and all.
That's brilliant. Now looking back on the album again, do you feel as if you were doing a bit of foretelling everything comes? Because you did mention tonight on stage your president, and the way things are going, and as you say, there is themes, but is it just, do you think things are just constantly flipping over and happen again and again, and we're not learning? Because as I say, you say it's an age-old story, it's the same thing, and we're seeing it play out today, although worse, I believe.
I think so. Then. Yeah. Well, it's just reached a new low.
And we thought Reagan was going to be bad. But it's just, as I say, the story, as you say, it's absolutely age-old.
It's kind of an example of this, is that you always have to be vigilant and pay attention to what's going on if you want to keep things moving in a progressive way. Because the moment you turn your back away, you get concerned with something else, then the stupid people take over. And you can't fix stupid.
No.
You just can't.
No. But they're not stupid. There is obviously agendas, as you touched on all the agendas, and you get to the point nowadays, as I say, we say we missed Trump coming in. Mm-hmm. Did we miss it? Was everybody, as you say, on Facebook? Is that part of the plan? Keep everybody dumbed down.
Yeah.
I think you can just do what you want.
Well, I think it's a lot of that. People aren't paying attention, and they also bought a certain amount of people bought the commercial that he was selling, that and they believed him because they want to believe that. They want to believe that we are. When I say we, I'm talking about Americans. We want to believe. A lot of us want to believe that we're under attack and that we need to be
Same.
always strong and independent from everybody in the world. It's an isolationist mentality that we thought we got rid of that. You know, we thought we were part of the big world scene. You know, and so he's been completely working to take us out of that over the last year. You know,
As you say, and people haven't noticed.
but I think the biggest picture with Trump is that I think his main agenda is really just to get richer. It sounds kind of simple, but he and the people that are keeping him in power, because there are people keeping him in power, are making a fuckload of money right now. I mean, he took the rules off everything, so all the rich people are just getting richer and richer and richer. And that's what it's all about in the end, I think.
Yeah, and then he's been thinking way beyond that. He's thinking, okay, I'll do a president. As soon as I come out, I've been a president, so I'll make money on that. Yeah, I agree with you. But going back to the album now, the love story with Mary in the album, it seems very personal. It seems as if, you know, for me, I look at it, I think that's a very personal story. Did you use anything in your life for that story? And we'll skip the hookers bit, obviously. But no, was it a reflection at that time? Or was it just?
No, it was more of a writing from a character's perspective. Yeah. I really needed to have someone in Nicky's life that he could be drawn to and to be close to, because he was such an alienated personality. He needed to have somebody to save himself, you know, or to try to save him. And the character, Sister Mary, funny enough, was an inspiration from someone that I had met in of all places, a dance club in Amsterdam.
Yeah.